Hello everybody and welcome to the launch of Nudge Caribbean here in Barbados. My name is Dawn Lisa Callender Smith and I'm the project coordinator for Nudge Barbados. So you're wondering, well, what's Nudge? Well, Nudge is a social enterprise powered by the Massy Group of companies and the Caribbean Development Bank. We're nourishing brilliant ideas through training, mentorship, access to markets. What makes Nudge different? Well, we actually listen to our entrepreneurs. We partner with our entrepreneurs to get them the right help to grow their businesses beyond our shores. We work with them through education, through access to investors. And today we invite you to join our family. So I want to say a very special welcome to all of our entrepreneurs who are joining us from around the region, and a very special welcome to our panel. Joining us this afternoon, I have Mr. Gervais Warner, who is the President and Group CEO of the Massy Group of companies, Mr. Daniel Best, Director of Projects from the Caribbean Development Bank, Mr. Ashish Unterchandani, who is the Assistant VP and CTO, Massy Integrated Retail Portfolio Barbados, and Ms. Julie Avey, who is a co-founder of Nudge Caribbean and the SVP People and Culture, Massy Group. What an esteemed panel. And of course, I want to welcome all my entrepreneurs who are joining us from around Barbados, Trinidad, and St. Lucia. Welcome to you all. Now, to get us going, I want to invite Mr. Gervais Warner, who is the President and the Group CEO of the Massy Group of companies, to make some opening remarks.
Good afternoon, Dawn Lisa. Thank you very much for the introduction. It's a real pleasure to be here with you all and everyone streaming live this afternoon. As you mentioned, I'm the Group CEO for the Massy, for Massy Holdings, a group of companies, and we are a proud sponsor and a proud, I think, originator of the Nudge initiative. So I think many of you are familiar with Massy and our Massy stores throughout the region. And as you know, we're a very strong, purpose-driven, values-based organization. And we actually have a purpose that is to be a force for good, creating value, transforming life. And what was really fantastic for us over the course of the last few years is the extent to which we have really been able to open up space for executives, managers, and people within our organization to be entrepreneurial in their thinking, and to push the envelope of initiatives. And I'm proud to say that this idea for Nudge was really born in a partnership between Julie Avey and Anya Ayoung-Chee. Julie Avey is our SVP for People and Innovation within our group of companies. And this has been percolating for a number of years. And what has now sort of come out to is this initiative where we can use the power of the Massy Group of companies to support and assist small and medium enterprises within the Caribbean region, leveraging our footprint of retail stores, leveraging our understanding of business, leveraging the supply chain that we know of to assist people with understanding how they can better manage their own supply chains. It's actually a really strong win-win. We recognize that the future economic development and recovery of the region is going to be tightly linked to the performance and development and growth of our medium and small enterprises and our entrepreneurial activity within the region. And as a company that has been surviving this COVID pandemic and this economic challenge that we've all been experiencing fairly well in terms of weathering the storm, we believe it is really a responsibility that we have as one of the larger corporates in the region to do what we can to support the recovery through the development and growth of entrepreneurial activity in the region. And so it was a real pleasure that we launched the Nudge initiative here in Barbados. And I think you'll find out more as the session goes on, some of the details. But we're starting off with inviting a number of artisans and entrepreneurs into our Massy stores for them to be able to display and sell their products through our channel of customers that we would have coming through our stores. We'll also be developing certain workshops to help these entrepreneurs, give them some coaching with their business, as I mentioned before, understanding supply chain, understanding raw material sourcing, packaging, branding, even things like thinking through how you manage the number of SKUs you have. So that'll be part of, if you like, a little bit of a consultation or consultative approach that we will be taking. Above and beyond that, we also have recruited and will be deploying some ambassadors in our stores to help our select entrepreneurs with the sale of their product in store and to support stock management so that they have a good flow through this channel that we will be creating for them, as well as helping with merchandising, branding, that sort of activity. And so for us, we think that this is an important opportunity for us in the Caribbean to continue to support one another and product arising from the Caribbean. And so one of the things that your Prime Minister Martin has often said is, we need to have some cultural confidence, that we too can, create proud stuff that we can, grow to scale. And this is one of our mantras, certainly within the Massy Group, demonstrating that, small can be mighty as well. And we really want to make sure that through this initiative, we are really empowering local entrepreneurs to be the best that they can be and to sort of break traditional barriers that might have been erected to them and their growth and success. So thank you very much for inviting me to be a part of this conversation. Thank you very much for the support of the CDB, and we really are looking forward to a successful program here in Barbados. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Warner. We could not do this without you. So we are appreciative. We understand the role that Massy is playing for us, the access to your stores, not only here in Barbados, but Trinidad and St. Lucia as well. We really say a big thanks to you. And speaking of regional, the name the Caribbean Development Bank is synonymous with its help of entrepreneurs and business throughout the region. And one of the things that makes Nudge unique is that we support local entrepreneurs wherever they are. And here in Barbados, I'll introduce you to the 14 shortly, but 2 of them have roots in St. Vincent and Trinidad and Tobago as well, which fits right in with the portfolio of the Caribbean Development Bank. So please help me to welcome Mr. Daniel Best, who is the Director of Projects from the CDB, to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Dawn Lisa. I want to begin my remarks this evening by acknowledging the presence of Mr. Gervais Warner, President and Group CEO of the Massy Group of Companies, Mr. Ashish Unamchandani, Assistant Vice President and Chief Technical Officer, Massy Integrated Retail Portfolio, Barbados, and Ms. Julie Avey, Co-Founder, Nudge Caribbean, and Senior Vice President, People and Culture in the Massy Group. It is indeed my privilege to bring greetings on behalf of the President and other members of the management team at the Caribbean Development Bank. Let me begin by placing on record sincere thanks to the teams from Massy and Nudge Caribbean for their commitment to strengthening the strategic relationship with CDB and their invaluable contribution to the conceptualization and launch of this very important project, Nudge. To my CDB team, Ms. Lisa Harding, Coordinator MSME Development, and Mr. Zamani Moody, Operations Officer MSMEs. I also want to take this opportunity to thank you both for your efforts in initiating this pivotal partnership, which has contributed to the realization of this project. This launch is a perfect opportunity for us as stakeholders to recommit our willingness to work collectively to support MSME development, especially now as the region continues to battle the economic and social fallout resulting from the coronavirus pandemic. No country or region has been spared the ravages of COVID-19, either economically or health-wise. Ever since the first case was announced in Jamaica on March 10, 2020, the CDB's borrowing member countries, or BMCs, have reported a steady increase in cases and tragically deaths. The needed containment measures, coupled with the global economic downturn, have stalled commercial activity in the short term and caused a decline in the fiscal and external positions of BMCs, with knock-on effects on businesses and livelihoods, especially among women-owned businesses and low-income groups operating in the informal sector. The decline in tourist arrivals resulted in an immediate reduction in revenue, while measures adopted to stop the surge of COVID-19 led to business closures and slowdown, especially in the hospitality and entertainment sectors. According to the Caribbean Tourism Organization, tourist arrivals to the region in 2020 fell to just over 11 million, a decline of 65% when compared to the record 32 million tourist visits in 2019. The sudden shutdown in tourism has stunted economic activity across several of the bank's BMCs. Consequently, the region's gross domestic product contracted by 7.8% in 2020, which is likely to exacerbate income inequality and poverty. All is not lost, however, as the region is projected to experience a partial recovery in 2021 and grow by 2.8%. MSMEs must be a part of that recovery equation. As many of you may be aware, MSMEs contribute approximately 50% of GDP and create 45% of the jobs in our region, and hence there can be no recovery without them. Which brings us to this project, and the reason we're here today. The bank has approved $320,000 to be made available under the CTCS network program for the Nudge project in Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, and St. Lucia. Under the project, entrepreneurs in these countries will get the opportunity to not only have their products displayed in Massy stores, but also to increase their sales, strengthen their capacity to use technology more effectively in managing their enterprises, and expand their online market presence. As we launch the Barbados phase of Nudge today, we at CDB recognize how critical this opportunity is for Barbadian entrepreneurs, and indeed for the economy of Barbados. In the most recent survey commissioned by the Barbados Small Business Association, 92.2% of formal enterprises in Barbados are MSMEs, which constitutes 60.7% of private sector employment. MSMEs also accounted for 38.8% of total exports. I want to touch briefly on the various measures which CDB has employed in recent times to support MSME development, and specifically to help our BMCs mitigate the economic impact of COVID-19. These have included hosting capacity building webinars to assist MSMEs in coping with the challenges of COVID-19, the approval of $600,000 to assist in financing a COVID-19 recovery response direct support grants program in partnership with the Caribbean Export Development Agency for export-oriented MSMEs, and interventions aimed at unlocking capital to the private sector, including provision of working capital. The bank is also working with several partners, the Ministry of Energy, Small Business and Entrepreneurship, the Small Business Association, and the Barbados Stock Exchange on a project to strengthen the MSME ecosystem through a more robust financial system that will increase the number of MSMEs listed on the Barbados Stock Exchange. Also, in conjunction with the Ministry and the Small Business Development Center Network, CDB is presently developing a Harmonized training program, which includes identifying the role of each business support organization to minimize duplication and increase efficiency and effectiveness of national MSME capacity building. In the bank's strategic plan for the period 2020 to 2024, we note that the MSME sector is a critical area of focus in our region's ongoing efforts to achieve sustainable and inclusive economic growth and to eliminate abject poverty and inequality. Our intention, therefore, is to continue supporting MSME development, improving the business climate across the Caribbean, and giving high priority to financing and promotional initiatives that enhance competitiveness. Additionally, I wish to re-emphasize CDB's commitment to supporting the development of MSMEs in this region. In closing, I want to laud the Massy, Nudge, and CDB teams for taking the lead in this important strategic partnership. I hope that this can inspire other private sector players to work with us to strengthen MSMEs in the Caribbean. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Best. Now, I know you want to know more about Nudge, how you can be a part. What does Nudge do? Where does it go? Well, I want you to take a look at this short film that will answer all those questions.
For me, Micro is Mighty is an affirmation that each individual brand has a story behind it. Every single product has a person behind it. Every single service has a provider who has a story behind it. And so how do we bring those stories to the forefront? How do we reflect the value really and truly? You know, we're sort of a mirror for that mightiness.
Nudge is a platform where we are supporting small businesses to achieve their potential.
In essence, we are aiming to, and we've already begun, to sort of leverage big business resources to support smaller entities and connect the dots between these, you know, currently different worlds, but more and more sort of merging worlds, to be able to harness the incredible amount of talent and skill that this region has.
Imagine a world where everyone knows what makes them great, and there is a structure that allows them to realize that. That doesn't just change their lives, but the lives of everybody around them.
From what I've seen from what Nudge has been doing for me and continue to do for me, is having faith in me. They have given me opportunities that I never even thought I'd be a part of.
You know, during the pandemic, you couldn't do a lot. But just knowing that you had this team working on your side in the background, it was just so comforting to know that, you know, even though I can't sell right now, even though I can't go out to the markets right now, there is a group of people that are waiting for the quickest opportunity to help me.
I see Nudge adding value to Worky and assisting us in our journey, not only through the funding, which we obviously really need as a startup, but also the network and the ecosystem that they are trying to develop.
Our goal of Contemporary Achievement is to transform Laventille into an agricultural hub. Nudge impacted us and the community very positively in that we were able to make a lot more points of contact, and that just allowed visibility throughout Laventille.
As a female entrepreneur, a creative entrepreneur, and a small business owner in many different areas, I've realized that we struggle to be heard. And I think my role in Nudge is to come from that place consistently and remember that the entrepreneurs generally know what they need. So our role is really just to listen and to go back to our resources and our networks and see how can we best serve this community.
This is an opportunity for us at Massy to really live our values. We say we're a force for good, which we are. And I think that as an organization, we always have a duty to give back. We're in a fortunate position to do so, and it's an obligation that we need to fulfill and to live up to.
Nudge's mission is quite large, aspirational, and full of imagination.
There are so many people that have so many things to offer, so much talent in our region that is just ready for the next stage. And there's also so many people with the privilege, with the connection, with the resources to help make that happen.
The Fine in Music program is a catalyst for everyone entering the Nudge program that allows for a new thinking, a reawakening of how they think about their life and their career.
I'm in the technology space and really focused on growing the overall technology ecosystem across the Caribbean. Nudge is building an e-commerce and learning platform. The learning platform really is meant to collate so many of the things that the entrepreneur needs to learn, but it's in so many different disparate places. And so we want to bring together a lot of the questions that entrepreneurs have around various different topics, that they can find the answers to them in one place, as well as find mentorship, find partners, find these opportunities to connect with people in a more centralized area.
It's been a true year of discovery this year, laying a foundation in so many important ways, and I think with the incredible amount of support that we've gotten, we get now to really build on that foundation.
The Nudge experience for me has been awesome.
The morals really align with what our morals are in terms of community, food security, environmentally consciousness. We need more of that.
They see the community that's in front of them and they realize the importance of small businesses.
It is a community. There is so much love. I really want to say thank you. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for seeing the stuff that I didn't see. Continually pushing to be everything that I could be.
I enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that as well. And so, who are the 14 that are here in Barbados? Well, during the month of August and September, we ran a pilot program in Massy Sunset Crest and Massy Warrens. And from that program, we have 14 entrepreneurs ready to be kicking and starting October 29th at Massy Sunset Crest and Warrens. So please welcome our 14 entrepreneurs, the Barbados 14. Like me, I hope you are ready to shop, go and support our entrepreneurs. And if you would like to be part of our entrepreneur family, please go online to nudgecaribbean.com. You go to the Join Us form and fill out your information. And who knows, you too could be joining us on a Massy stall in the near future. Now, as I said before, we had a pilot program at the end of August and into September. And we could not do this without the help of our local team. The local team at Massy went beyond to accommodate us. And so I'm thrilled, and I can say he's my friend now because I called him quite a lot, to welcome Mr. Ashish Uttachandani, who is the Assistant VP and CTO of the Massy Integrated Retail Portfolio Barbados, to say a few words on behalf of Massy Local.
Good. So thank you very much for having me here, Dawn, Lisa, and I'm sure that introduction is quite a mouthful. So as you had said, I represent the integrated retail portfolio in Barbados. I mean, first, I really want to be able to thank, Mr. Warner from the Massy Group, Mr. Best, and the rest of the CDB team. Obviously, Dawn, Lisa, yourself, and the rest of your team. Of course, our store managers in Warrens and Sunset Crest for really embracing the Nudge initiative And last but not least, Miss Julie, Avey, and Anya Young, who are really the persons that conceptualize Nudge and this great initiative. So Donnie, I think the initiative is very timely, taking into consideration the economic climate that we're experiencing right now, and the initiative is very well received. We have a lot of entrepreneurs in Barbados and across the Caribbean, and by extension the world, that through various scenarios and situations have found themselves on this entrepreneurship path. And we've seen that happening, in Barbados. And one, I think it's really amazing, that whole entrepreneurship journey. And we here at Massy Stores are really here to support those MSMEs, micro, small, and medium enterprises. And we support them in several ways, right? One of the key ways in which we support them is through market access. And what I mean by market access is market access through our physical brick and mortar channels and our electronic channels. So, for example, in Nudge in Barbados, these entrepreneurs were able to place their Nudge booth across 2 stores in Barbados with a very high degree of foot traffic. So right away, those entrepreneurs' products were exposed to quite a large audience of foot traffic, which I think was an opportunity that doesn't necessarily, come every day. Additionally, we will also be working with Nudge to have those entrepreneurs potentially having product placement on our electronic channels through e-commerce shop massystoresbb.com. All right. But the other key component in the way that we're supporting these entrepreneurs is through working with them to become a registered supplier of Massy Stores in Barbados. And I think that itself is an amazing. So, if you look at the entrepreneur and you have a certain production capacity, you're now being asked, or you're now working with Massy Stores to be able to say, well, listen, your product is delightful. We see the customer demand, customers love it. We want to get you on board to be able to supply your products to our stores. So we now work with the entrepreneurs to be able to make sure that the quality is there. They're able to scale, the product is consistent, and we want that product on our shelves in Massy Stores to provide to our customers. So I think that's an amazing growth opportunity for the entrepreneurs that, again, is not something that cannot just happen just like that. Nudge has enabled this. Notwithstanding that, we also work with the entrepreneurs to be able to provide customs and logistics facilitation through our distribution company, Massy Distribution. And lastly and finally, but just as critically important, or I would even say probably more important, is that we are able to connect the entrepreneurs with retail executives in our portfolio to be able to work with the entrepreneurs to help them in terms of mentorship and coaching and guidance. So one of the questions would be, how many products do we need to have as an entrepreneur? What is the right product mix? What is the right pricing? What is our return policy? So these are really questions very directly involved with retail and experience. So by connecting them with seasoned retail executives, they can benefit from a lot of mentorship and coaching. I'm hoping that I will love to be part of that journey. I think this is an extremely great initiative. And Massy Stores is here, and the rest of the Massy Group, by extension, is here to support. So looking forward to continue to work with you, Don, Lisa, and the team. Looking forward to see you in these stores. And hopefully I may end up in one of those stores these days.
Thank you so much, Ashish. And don't forget, you're going to find us in store from October 29th. I'll tell you a little bit more about dates and times a little bit later. But don't forget, we can see you then. Now, some people talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk. Well, this next lady and her partner not only walked the walk, they stood, they were focused, they had the vision, and they followed it through. It is my great pleasure that I introduce you to the co-founder of Nudge Caribbean, Miss Julie Avey, and she's also the SVP of People and Culture at the Massy Group. Please welcome Julie.
Thank you so much, Dawn Lisa. Thank you for putting together this launch of this collaboration between the Massy Group and CDB. It's such an honor. Anya joins me in just sharing our thanks for this time, for the collaboration. Both of us feel that and see that there is so much willingness to support entrepreneurs, to support the Caribbean talent. And it's just an honor to be a part of it, to get this collaboration going and to see it all coming into place. And that wouldn't be possible without your help, Dawn Lisa. in making sure that we really do this to serve our Barbados entrepreneurs as best as we can. So thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Julie. And thank you, Anya. We could not be here without you, without your vision and your drive. And we thank you. And I want to say a very special thank you to our panel who joined us this afternoon. Mr. Gervais Warner, President and Group CEO of the Massy Group of Companies. Mr. Daniel Bess, Director of Projects, the Caribbean Development Bank. Mr. Ashish Uttam-Chandani, the Assistant VP and CTO, Massy Integrated Retail Portfolio Barbados. And Miss Julie Avey, of course, co-founder of Nudge Caribbean and SVP People and Culture Massy Group. And to you, our entrepreneurs, our makers in the making, we look forward to welcoming you to the Nudge family. And you, our supporters and our shoppers, we want to see you at Sunset Crest and Warrens beginning October 29th. The stalls are open on Friday and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then 9 to 2 on Sundays. Come out, shop, support our makers. This is for the love of local. I want to see you. So my name is Dawn Lisa Calendar Smith. I'm the project coordinator, and on behalf of our entire Nudge team, we say thank you and welcome to Nudge Barbados.